Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we're diving together into Little Cup with my best teams video. I believe that those 4 teams that I'm gonna showcase today are gonna help you a lot, and we're gonna start off with a line that on paper seems like a pretty good one, while in practice I was in a little bit of trouble since this team is kinda weak to dart, especially at the back line. So up in front we're having the Selmet, which is gonna be able to do a lot of work with those infestations and the body slams. You need only 3 of those infestations to reach to a body slam, which is pretty neat, and 5 to reach to a back bash, which is gonna get you there to that nuke move fairly fast, since infestation is not that slow of a fast attack, and yeah, that's pretty good. At the back we have the Bronzor, the all-time scorer, the all-time leader, the all-time rank 1 of Little Cup that everyone is afraid of because of those boring wall type matches, because a Bronzor against Bronzor, it might take a while to unfold, but hopefully this time it's gonna have payback. So that means that perhaps you need only 3 of those charge attacks to bring the opposing Bronzor into no HP, and that can be a big factor on that Bronzor mirror. At the back we also have, but this time as a closer, the Dino, and this Pokemon is gonna apply so much pressure with those Dragon Breaths. However, it has one clear weakness, and that is gonna be the Cottony, because Cottony only needs 3 of those hits, perhaps 4 at best. It is an IV thing, but I think 3 hits are gonna be more than enough for the Cottony to farm down completely the Dino. So with that Cottony out of the way, I believe that Dino has a lot of play in the meta. Ponyard here as our core breaker, well, mainly because it's gonna be a dark type, but to be honest, any other dark type, as you can see here, can do a lot of work against our team. However, we still have a little bit of play, but I think that any dark is just gonna dominate our team, and despite the fact that we are losing this, well, we can still apply so much pressure with our team, even to a triple hard counter line. So it's all about a matter of taste for the Little Cup, because you either play with Bronzor or against it. So for the next team we're gonna have it as a core breaker here, but it's gonna be kind of a soft one, because both Diglett and Wooper are gonna be able to handle the Bronzor fine, and I think it's gonna be just a close loss for both of those 2 Pokemon, while Wooper is gonna be your main answer to those Bronzors, since you have access to Mud Bomb, which is gonna connect for super effective damage. However, it is still gonna deal less than 50%, which means that perhaps you need a final body slam in order to finish off that opposing Bronzor, and of course you have to shield in the process. However, your Wooper is gonna be extremely spammy with its moves, and that's why I like it upon the lead. Even against something like a Diglett, you're gonna be able to spam those body slams to victory, and that can be a changing key factor towards your win condition. At the back we have the Cottony as a closer, which I like a lot, and you can always use this team as an aggressive switch to your Diglett in order to draw out your Bronzor, and then your Wooper is gonna be able to finish it off, while Cottony is gonna have the field clear for the dark type at the end to finish it off with his farm down completely, and that's why I like Cottony as a closer for this cup. You just need to play it in a line that you can draw out easily the opposing Bronzor out of the way with your Diglett, finish it off with a Wooper, and yeah, then Cottony is just gonna dominate on the end game. This line is applying a lot of pressure on the enemy. I like the debuffing move, the Bubble Beam from the Diglett as a safe switch, and of course consider using Brave Bird over IRLAs if you want the nuke potential as well. This team is gonna help you a lot, and that's why I recommend to you for sure. Team number 3 out of the total 4, and we got another Bronzor over here, because Bronzor upon the lead is just gonna be able to dominate pretty much against anything that isn't dark, so you have a lot of options against the meta, and that's why you're gonna see this Pokemon everywhere. Absolutely the best leader, the best safe switch, and the best closer of the game on the Little Cup, and yeah, Niantic should have banned this Pokemon for sure. Anyways, we have at the back the Diglett as a safe switch, and of course with your closer being the Vulpix, you might want to run something like a Shadow, because then it will just be a much better threat than ever because of your Shadow bonus on your offense. And because everything is kinda glassy over here, your body slams are just gonna do about 75, perhaps 80% to a single mon, which is crazy. If you do not have a Shadow one, well, the regular can still help you, but then I would recommend running something like an Ember and a Flame Charge to boost up your attack stat, since you can survive longer here, and your embers then are just gonna dominate against the enemy. As a core breaker here, I have the Dino, but to be honest, it's more like a soft core breaker, because still your wing attacks in combination with the Aerial Ace or the Brave Bird can absolutely destroy down the Dino. You got the quick attacks and the body slams from your Vulpix, and as you're gonna see, the Bronzor can still have some play against the Dino as well, because of how glassy it is and how bulky Bronzor is gonna be in return. This team is particularly strong. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with this line, but of course you got the Brozong, so it's all about a give and take situation. We said it before and we're gonna say it here on the final team showcase as well. Well, if you cannot play Bronzor, you have to play against it. So here is a line that can simply counter the Bronzor and do a lot of work up against it in whole. We're having Why Not Up on the lead, which, okay, I know it still might lose to the Bronzor, but we have a lot of defense to flex, and to be honest, the mirror coat with the counters are still gonna add up in damage, and even though we are super bad on our offense, over time you're gonna see that counter is such a great move that you're just gonna dominate even against the Bronzor. So at the back we have a Seal as a safe switch, which I like a lot on the meta. The leak damage is gonna be able to do super effective damage to the Bronzor and other psychic types like an opposing Why Not, while you also have Icy Wind to debuff the enemy and Aqua Tail for some cheap damage against the opponent. But to be honest, Icy Wind is what makes Seal good for this cap, and of course you have access to the buffing move that will for sure guarantee your Seal as a safe pick for your little cap teams. As a closer, we also got Stanky, and I recommend using the Shadow because of the bite damage being extreme. Otherwise, do not use it at all. I really mean this. It's not like the Vulpix situation that you can use it with a different moveset. I believe that Shadow Stanky is gonna be a really nice key element for your Bronzor farm downs. You just need to shield once, just keep that in mind, and then completely farm down with your bites. You might want to use a crunch in the process because you want to debuff the enemy or just do immense damage on that Bronzor, but still you can easily farm it down with your bites. This team is gonna apply a lot of pressure with the fast attacks, but also the charge attacks, especially from the backline, are gonna be kinda deadly for the enemy, so you can definitely draw some shields out of the way. Jupiter is the only notable core breaker that I found, but other than that, I don't think that this team is gonna be afraid of anything, and to be honest, Jupiter is not gonna be around at all. So that is gonna be a wrap for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the teams. Please write down in the comment section your thoughts about Little Cap, and I will answer back at you as soon as possible. With that said, farewell to you trainers, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Thank you for watching, trainers. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and if you want to support even more, well, joining as a member can always help with that matter. Thank you once again, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.